We can be friends, we can meet up. I'm just super excited to bleep 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 bleep. Good morning everyone, or good afternoon, or good night. I'm not really sure what time I'm gonna be posting this video, but right now it's morning. So good morning everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Today's video is gonna be really cool because it's my first time filming on my new camera, and because I'm doing something that I think is going to be helpful for a lot of people who are going to be applying soon, because it was something that I looked at a lot and watched tons of videos on whenever I was applying, and that is my phone interview. My phone interview was probably what I was worried about the most, just because it was like right there, interactive with someone. I was incredibly excited, but I was also really nervous because I was like, oh, I'm going to be talking to someone there and they will be deciding if I'm in. Today I'm going to go through, I highly recommend videoing your phone interview or recording it or something. I originally did it because I was like, if I don't get in, and it's because of this phone interview, I'll be able to go back and look at all my answers and see what I did wrong, see what I did right. I can't get the words out of my mouth, but video your phone interview. So if you don't get in, which I hope you do get in, but if you don't, you can go back and look and see, and then if you do get in, you can, you know, help people out who may have not gotten in and tell them how your phone interview went. If you like this idea and this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up for me. It really helps me out. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can watch. I plan on making more videos about my application process, and then of course when I get down there, I'm gonna vlog everything on my program. And so I'm super excited, and yeah, so just make sure to watch. Yeah, so anyways, let's get to it. So first, I'm gonna say something about the phone interviews, give a little information. I scheduled my phone interview about a week out, so to give me time to prepare and watch videos and just kind of freak out, I guess. So my interview was scheduled in the afternoon, and they say that, I can't remember exactly the time, but they say that they can call you, it's like 30 minutes before the time, or 30 minutes after the time, or 15 minutes. Honestly, I should know that. I think it's like 30 minutes before your interview. They can call up to 30 minutes or up to 30 minutes after or something. So basically you need to have a long period of time available. So I'm just gonna go through and tell you every single question that they asked me and how I answered it, if I felt like it was a good answer or not so good answer. So first, they're just gonna ask you like a bunch of general information, the school you're attending that you put on your application, just kind of confirming that. If you have a driver's license, tattoos and that kind of thing. Basically just going over the stuff you put on your application, that general basic stuff. The first question that she asked me was about my living situation. She asked me if I was living in a dorm at my university, and did I have roommates and all that stuff. So I'm sure Disney has had problems in the past where people, you know, get in fights or people want to move out and stuff. So I think the reason why they asked that question to so many people is because they want us to understand like what we're getting ourselves into, like the situation that we're getting ourselves, you could potentially get into. So just learning to be around others and compromise on things and just live with people from the blah, 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 blah. The second question she asked me was, she basically said, there's a lot of different internship opportunities and things you could go do. Why did you choose the Disney College program? Which I feel like this is an easy question for a lot of people who chose the program, because if you chose it, you definitely have something to say about it. You feel strongly about it. I've always loved Disney. I love the company. I love everything about it. It always has had such a special place in my heart. And Disney has a certain reputation. I talked about how every time I have gone to Disney with my family or whatever, we are always treated with so much respect, and everyone tells us to have a magical day, and it's just, Disney has that reputation and they keep it up so well because that's just what they do. I always knew that I wanted to spread that magic in some way myself. I also mentioned that it would be amazing work experience. The experience working in Disney with, you know, who knows how many people. I don't know how many people go there a year, but it's gotta be trillions of billions of trillions of billions, because every time you go there, you're shoulder to shoulder with people. So next she asked me about my work experience. That's a given. They're gonna ask you about what you put on your application, the work experience. I basically tried to just kind of make all of my answers kind of like make them sound Disney-ish. I worked in a pediatric dentist office, so I made sure to like talk about the kids and the families and how from the time that they came in, you know, we wanted them to be happy and have a fun time, and how I wanted to make their experience the best that it can be, so when they leave they can't wait until the next time they come back. Anywhere that you've worked, whether it be in a restaurant or, you know, whatever it might have been, just make it sound really fun, like you enjoyed it and you wanted to make the guests or the customers or whatever, make them happy and enjoy their time, because that's basically what they want their workers at Disney World to want, the guests to have a great time and want to come back. So I have no idea what just happened with my camera. I don't know how to use these things and it just went beep. So when I was filling out my application, it was one of the first days, so I was like extremely excited when they dropped, because I had been, you know, checking, and I didn't understand. So character performer, I put pretty much high interest in like everything, because I would do pretty much everything just to be able to work there. But I didn't understand the process. Like, so to be a character performer, you have to attend one of their auditions. Disney will have auditions just everywhere, I guess, like in a bunch of different places around. And I didn't know that. I just didn't have a lot of knowledge about the character performer role. So I was not planning on going to an audition, but I put it and I just, whatever. So then she asked me on the phone interview, she was like, I see that you have a high interest in character performer. Are you planning on going to an audition? And I was like, I was unaware. So then I got really nervous and I was just like, well, I said, filling out the application, I was actually unaware that you had to attend an audition. I didn't know that, so I'm not planning on going to one. And I was basically like, I'm sorry that I put that, and it was no big deal. She was like, no, that's fine. I'm just gonna take it off here so we don't have that on your whatever. Then she asked me about interests that I put in the different roles, and she asked about quick service, and she was like, she basically was giving me these scenarios, like you could be standing, it could be super hot, you could be out there selling ice cream and you've got tons of people in line just coming, and you know, she was basically asking me how would you handle that, just all the people not having very many breaks, you know, the heat, pretty much all of that. So I basically told her that I understood that I was, you know, ready for that, and that I would just handle it in the best way I could. And I would tell myself, you know, it doesn't matter if I've had a long day or I'm hot or I don't want to, you know, be there, that I would keep telling myself that it's my job to every single person that comes up through that line, making sure that I try my best to show them just like how much I'm glad that they're there and I want them to have a fun time. Remind myself to the trips that I went on and how I remember everyone being so magical and friendly and just super positive, that I would want to give the guests and the customers that feeling as well, because that's, you know, that's what they want. So next she asked me about lifeguarding. She said, I see you put a high interest in being a lifeguard. Do you have any experience? Are you a strong swimmer? That kind of thing. And so then again, I was like, ugh. I thought, oh, same thing as character performer. I probably have to have experience or go to an audition or whatever, you know, be trained. I told her, I was like, yes, I don't have any experience. I've never been a lifeguard, but I am a very strong swimmer and I am up for training. She was like, if you did get accepted as a lifeguard, you know, there would be, what would you do if you got accepted as a lifeguard? What would you do to prepare? Something like, she was like, let me see. I said if I did get accepted as a lifeguard, I would train over the summer. I would take the time, whatever, from the time I got accepted to the time that it was time to go down there, I would just train. So I would be completely confident in that because, you know, I'm gonna be watching kids. I just went on about that, talking about how, yes, I would make sure that I was completely comfortable and confident in that before taking it on, basically. And I made sure it sounded like I knew I could do it. Then she asked me, this question made me kind of, ugh. I was like, oh gosh, because I don't know, it's just nerve-wracking. But she basically asked, so think about being a lifeguard and having the pressure of standing up there on a stand and maybe having to jump in after a guest, and if they were, you know, potentially drowning. She was basically like, how would you deal with the pressure of that? And I was like, so I basically answered that question by just saying that I wouldn't do it if I wasn't 110% confident in myself. You know, Disney doesn't want anyone's lives in my hands that I can't take care of, and I don't want to do that either. So I know that I would just deal with that pressure, and I would be on watch at all times and just be sure of myself that I wouldn't let anything happen to anyone there. I know that that would be a nerve-wracking job, you know, like she said, but I would take whatever nerves I had and channel it towards just striving to be the best that I could be at that job, and, you know, making sure that the parents know, that I know, that Disney knows, the kids, everyone feels completely safe. So next, she asked me the roles that you check off in your little checklist. Have you read over the requirements for all of those, and if you were accepted for any of them, are you able to fulfill or do whatever you need to do? And I was like, of course, yes. Those were all the questions that she asked me. I heard back from my phone interview, I think it was 2 days later. I had the phone interview on a Sunday. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. Like, it was like immediately. I was not expecting it. I was just checking my email and boom. And even though I didn't have any experience lifeguarding, I still got accepted for it. So it's super exciting. It's a super nerve-wracking process. I was so nervous because I wanted it so bad. Join the Facebook page if you're doing it, you know, and everyone tries to be really uplifting, and it's like, don't lose hope, because it can be a really, really long waiting game. I understand how nerve-wracking it can be, especially this phone interview. If you have any other questions about my interview process, comment down below or follow me on Instagram and message me asking me, and I'll be happy to do any type of video about the application or the web-based interview or anything that anyone wants to know. So just let me know and I'll do it. I really hope that this video helps people out, especially when the next applications drop, because I just remember being so nervous about the phone interview. And so I would go and I would look at all these videos, and it was so helpful to see the questions that they got asked and their responses and all that type of stuff. So I really hope that you enjoyed this and that it was helpful for some of you. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and like this video and follow me on my Instagram. I'm looking forward to just posting more and getting down there. I'm so excited to just get down there and start working and having fun and meeting people. If you got accepted for the fall of 2018 and you're gonna be a lifeguard, let's connect and let's talk. I would love to, you know, be friends with you guys, because we're gonna meet each other sooner or later. And if you got accepted for something else for the fall, or you're gonna be there for an advantage or whatever, and you see this, let's be friends. I'm so excited for it, and it's gonna be the best time down there. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this. It means so much to me that you watch the videos, and if you subscribe and like the videos, it just means so much. So thank you so much. I hope this was helpful, and I hope everyone has a fantastic, wonderful, magical Tuesday. Bye everyone.